This is Brittany Madison, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So it was just reported today. Matter of fact, I read the story on boxingnews24.com, but it was reported from another source. But anyway, it was reported today that Miguel Cotto is going to make a whopping $30 million fighting Canelo Alvarez on November 21st. And Canelo is going to make $10 million, which is still pretty good. But I know that probably surprises a lot of people because a lot of you guys believe that Canelo is a much bigger star than Miguel Cotto. But what makes this news so interesting is the fact that neither one of these fighters are top 10 pound-for-pound champions. Neither one of them. I mean, no doubt about it, I give Miguel Cotto a lot of credit for beating Sergio Martinez. And, you know, I mean, if you really, really want to argue the fact, you could probably put him close to the bottom of the top 10. But, you know, a lot of people made a lot of excuses why Miguel Cotto beat Sergio Martinez, saying, you know, Sergio Martinez's legs were gone, etc., etc. But regardless, the fact that, once again, neither one of these guys are considered top 5 pound for pound, and they're getting paid like this, that says a lot about the sport of boxing. I'm telling you right now. Very highly anticipated fight. This is the biggest year of boxing, and I don't know how long. Since I've been watching boxing, this year, 2015, is without a doubt the biggest year ever. And some of you guys post messages saying the sport is dead. Can you believe some of these fans? I want to ask you this question. If the sport is dead, when it does its biggest numbers, we get to see the biggest fights all in one year. Broner versus Porter on free TV did 2.4 million views. We got to see Mayweather-Pacquiao, the fight that everybody was begging for. Now we have Canelo versus Cotto. And I'm not even talking about the other fights that we had. We had Thurman versus Guerrero that broke records and did over 4 million views. Peaked at 4 million plus views. Okay? And that was on free TV. We had Danny Garcia versus Lamont Peterson. I don't remember what those numbers were, but I know they were very impressive numbers as well. So I asked you guys the question. If the sport of boxing is dead, when was it ever alive? When was it alive? Was it alive before Al Heyman had the PBC series cracking in 2014 when he was putting together very weak cards? Was the sport alive then? Or was it alive when everyone was saying that Floyd Mayweather is scared to death of Manny Pacquiao and he won't fight him? That's when the sport was alive? Oh yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. That makes a whole lot of sense, doesn't it? Because you notice the fans who say this ignorant stuff, they only said it after Floyd Mayweather beat Manny Pacquiao, right? Do you guys think they would be saying the sport is dead if Manny Pacquiao would have beat Floyd Mayweather? We know what time it is. We know what time it is. Of course, how convenient. Soon as Manny Pacquiao loses, now the sport is dead. But when you wanted to see Mayweather versus Pacquiao and you weren't getting it, that's when the sport was alive, right? I get it. The sport is alive when you can call Floyd Mayweather a chicken and a coward. When you could no longer call him a chicken and a coward, and it really doesn't make sense, you know, to say stuff like that, that's when the sport is dead. Makes sense. So anyway, Miguel Cotto is making $30 million. Canelo Alvarez is making $10 million. If boxing is dead, then that means UFC has been comatose for quite some time. Because Miguel Cotto is making 10 times more than any fighter in the UFC. Think about that. Canelo Alvarez is probably making 4 to 5 times more than any fighter in the UFC. That's how dead the sport of boxing is. And another thing too, man, nobody's begging any of these boxing fans to stay here. If the sport of boxing is dead, then why don't you stop talking about boxing? Why don't you stop posting comments, watching the videos, in some people's cases even making videos? If the sport is dead, why are you wasting your time? Because if you were a real boxing fan and you really cared about boxing, you would come up with solutions that can help the sport grow. You know what? I really love boxing. I think we should do this. I think we should do that. Come up with ideas, right? The sport is dead, but you can't stop talking about the sport? You can't stop taking time out of your personal schedule, your personal life, so you can go on the internet and post comments and do all this kind of stuff talking about the sport? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. As far as I'm concerned, makes you look like an oxymoron. That's no different than Bob Arum, a quote-unquote promoter. He's supposed to promote Guillermo Rigondeaux. After Guillermo Rigo has his biggest win over Nonito Donaire, Bob Arum is telling people not to buy his product. Yeah, I just want to let you guys know this product that I'm selling is cheap as hell, you know. So if I were you, I wouldn't buy it. Because I'm telling you, it's going to break down the very next day. Right? So what the hell are you doing standing outside somewhere at the swap meet or wherever you are on a corner trying to sell some shit, and as soon as a customer walks up to you, you say, I'm selling this, but I'm telling you right now, it ain't no damn good. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. If you believe that the sport is dead, then stop spending your time talking about boxing. All right? If there's a TV show that I used to love watching and all of a sudden the show became extremely boring and dull, right? And I no longer like the show anymore, I am not going to take time out of my schedule to make sure that I watch it every single week that it comes on. I'm not going to watch it anymore. If that TV show I'm watching is considered a dead show, that's only common sense. You beg and beg for this Mayweather-Pacquiao fight for years and years. Soon as the fight is made, Manny Pacquiao loses, now you want to roll on the ground, pout, and say the sport is dead. Shit, man, all I'm going to say is, man up. Take the fucking loss like a man and move on. That's all you got to do. You know, something else about this fight, Cotto versus Canelo, is this is a real good look for Jay-Z and Rock Nation Promotions. Finally, Jay-Z has cracked the big time. He is promoting one of the biggest fights of the year. And if Jay-Z can pay Miguel Cotto $30 million, imagine what Jay-Z and Rock Nation is going to make, right? Imagine how much this is going to help their promotional company grow. And if Rock Nation's fighter Miguel Cotto wins this fight, then that really puts Rock Nation on the map. Okay? I mean, this fight is already putting them on the map, but if Miguel Cotto wins this fight, it takes Miguel Cotto and Rock Nation to a whole nother level. And I believe no matter who wins this fight, it definitely will make the winner of this fight versus a Golovkin fight a huge fight. Okay? Now, I don't know if the winner of this fight is going to fight Golovkin, but if they do, Man, that's going to be pretty big. That's going to be pretty big. So that's all I got for now. I'm on to the next one.